I want to be the person who was major in music and made a difference, actually mattered.
All the struggles that I've gone through, and yeah, I'm still here and I'm still keeping my head held high and I'm still trying to show people that life may be hard, but you still got to live through it.
I want to let them know that music will always be there, and music is a way that you can express yourself a different way.
We do want students to learn and find out how they are a part of this American legacy, and they are leaving behind their own legacy as individuals. As a young person, they're handing down a legacy from their parents and older brothers and sisters, and as an adult, even myself, I know I'm handing down my legacy to my younger peers every day through how they see me walk, talk, or act.
All the teachers that we had were amazing. You know, they taught us what we needed to know, but they made it so much fun.
Justin, he's actually been helping us a lot during this class period.
Mike was always there for me since the beginning. He let me know that I can be me and not be scared to be me and show what's really inside, and he's a really nice teacher.
I like Justin because he's a nice person. I like Mike. He's a cool person, and he explains a lot.
He really helped me escape my shell and helped me see through that even though there's going to be a million people in front of me, that there always going to be a million people, and that I should just be able to overcome it and be able to go on through life.
Justin goes out of his way to bring in a lot of young people who mirror the backgrounds of our students, who maybe it's a young woman who has started her own clothing line, or a young man who's working on an advertising business, just young, successful people who have come from the same lives that our students have come from, because it's really important for them to have those role models that they can naturally relate to, because they're coming from the same place and they're speaking the same language and they've had similar life experiences, and it's great for our kids to know that people who look like them are super successful in this world, and that's where they can get if they put their minds and their effort to it.
I've seen a wide variety of artists that have come in, and different guests, and even some that have been West High grads that have been from their neighborhood, so that automatic connection is amazing, that is hard to duplicate.
I found that the past 3 teachers that we have really did want to help us get through what we wanted to do in life, whether it was doing music or not.
Many people that looked like them and talked like them and had the same interests and same backgrounds as them, and they needed that so much. Walking into my classroom when you guys were in there and seeing the kids just enthralled when someone was speaking to them was something that when you walk into other classrooms you don't necessarily always see. So yes, I would definitely say they related, and so much so that, and the people you had were so interesting that I would want to sit in there and stay in there, or I'd tell other kids they should go in there because it was such a cool environment for them.
It is so much fun. I learned so many things. I learned that music isn't just, notes and lyrics. It's something that speaks to you.
I went through really hard times, and one of the only things I had was my music, so just listening to the right song just calmed me down.
To me, music itself is a way of life, not just hip-hop or classical. It just depends on how you look at life, is the meaning of life to you.
It's always there when I need it, and I could have it anywhere, no matter what time it is, or any time of day.
It's sort of my escape when I'm going through struggles in life, and it sort of helps me calm myself when I'm upset or when I'm having a bad day.
Music and media influences the kids in so many ways, and it can influence them in positive ways.
We're past the point of acquiring musicians that help us out with promoting our message of positivity and really trying to project that into the mainstream. So we really want to overtake a mainstream negative image, we'll say, of what multiracial people do and what we act like and what we should live up to as standards. And we want to change that into a more positive light, in a more realistic light. If most of us are out here doing jobs, we work, and we also maybe do music and go to concerts at night, or DJ on the side, or do graffiti, or whatever to make a living, artistically to keep on enhancing ourselves as individuals.
I think the messages that we see in media, whether it's on their phone, whether it's on a computer, whether it's on television, they're always looking at a screen, and it is powerful. It shapes them. And what we want to be able to do is to have them to take a step back and look at that and understand, what does this actually mean? What is it saying about me? Is this something I actually want to emulate, or is this something that I want to be different from? So that's a big uphill battle for our students to understand who I am in culture.
Okay. I think it's something that we're surrounded with in our lives. We're always listening to music or watching TV, or there's commercials on, and I don't think, whether it's young people or adults, that we always give proper due to kind of digesting what all of that means and how it's affecting our views. And I think, especially for adolescents who are growing and forming opinions in so many ways, it's really important for them to have a space where they can sit down and look at a piece of music or something else from the media and say, what is the message of this, and what am I internalizing that maybe I'm not even aware of from this? I mean, is this a really positive song that's telling me, that people of color can succeed in the world, or is this a song that is really putting down women? And that's something that I didn't really think about, but I've been singing these lyrics all day, and now that I think about it, I don't want to be singing these lyrics. So I think giving young people a space to kind of dig in and digest some of that is really valuable.
So you see positive influences, but then obviously there are negative instances as well. I mean, I saw earlier in the year one 6th grade white girl go up to a Latina girl and call her the N-word. And I was just floored. I mean, she got that from a song, and she had no idea the history of that word or what it meant, or the importance of that word and what it means, and just everything. It's a huge word. There's so much that goes along with it, and they pull that from media without any background information. So it can definitely be negative as well. So that's why your class is perfect, because it takes all these things that they hear, and maybe there's reasons that certain words are used, and now they can understand that. And they can understand that it goes beyond just, you can't pull a word like that out of context and use it. And it just gives them some understanding for what they're hearing.
And now we're transitioning into getting our teaching program at schools. We started out with West High School. They are taught 6th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. We teach a literacy development program and teach self-development also. We use hip hop as a basis, a fundamental element that we use to teach our students.
I'd walk in there and Morning Blossom would be just sitting there rapping, or one of them would be sitting there closing their eyes singing. Just the fact that they were able to showcase their talents like that sitting in a classroom, they definitely benefit from that, because it gives them the confidence to pursue and realize that there are all kinds of different fields they can go into that relate to something they love.
I think one of the things is that our students, they're knocking on my door trying to get into the class. And they're saying, hey, can I go in the suggestions class? And kids who, I think that the benefit of them having that outlet and having that sense of connection has benefited them throughout the rest of the day, because they have something to look forward to, they have something to hang on to, so it's just amazing.
Yeah, so I sat in on a Divine America class one day and had a chance to speak with one of the young men in the room, and I said, tell me about what classes you're taking and what classes do you like? And he said, well, to be honest, I don't really like any of my classes besides this one. So while I of course wish that he loved all of his classes, it's nice, I think, the Divine America courses reach out to students who might feel disengaged in other classes, who might not be as drawn to the material, and provides a really exciting curriculum where students can be ready to jump in and learn and get excited about learning, which is a huge part of what we want to happen here in school. So we need to be creative about the curriculum and the resources that we're using to target our kids and get them fired up about learning, because not everybody's reached the same way. So it was nice to know that this course is maybe reaching some students who aren't as academic in nature in their other classes, but they find this space where they can read and write and perform and really get something out of the classroom experience, which will maybe help them be more excited about school in other ways.
I've just been inclined to realize the benefit in nonprofit organizations and other organizations that help young people in life.